In a small village nestled deep within the heart of Nigeria, life was simple but arduous. The people lived by the rhythms of the land, toiling under the sun to reap what they could from the earth. Among them was a young man named Chijioke, whose ambition outstripped the limitations of his surroundings. Chijioke was born into a family of modest means. His father, a diligent farmer, worked tirelessly from dawn till dusk, cultivating the arid land that barely yielded enough to sustain the family. His mother, a resourceful trader, spent her days in the bustling market, bartering goods and managing their meager earnings with great care. Despite their efforts, the family often struggled to provide for their basic needs. The village itself, like many others in the region, was marked by poverty and limited opportunities. Education was a luxury few could afford, and most children, including Chijioke, were expected to contribute to the household from a young age. The harsh realities of their environment fostered a strong sense of community, but also a yearning for a better life. His father was a farmer, his mother a trader, and together they struggled to make ends meet. From a young age, Chijioke had witnessed the hardship and toil that defined his parents' lives, and he vowed to break free from the shackles of poverty. But as he grew older, his aspirations twisted into a dangerous obsession. Rumors swirled around the village about secret rituals that could bring untold wealth. These whispers often originated from old tales passed down through generations, cautionary stories meant to keep the villagers wary of dark temptations. Some spoke of mysterious gatherings deep in the forest, where shadowy figures conducted ceremonies under the cover of night. Others recounted encounters with those who had supposedly gained fortune through these rites, only to suffer tragic fates. These stories, though shrouded in mystery and fear, held a magnetic allure for those desperate to escape poverty. These stories were whispered in hushed tones, cautionary tales meant to warn rather than entice. Yet, for Chijioke, they became a beacon of hope, a way to escape his fate. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the village, Chijioke approached a man known for his knowledge of the occult. This man, called Baba Ifeanyi, was both feared and respected. He lived on the outskirts of the village, his hut surrounded by strange symbols and eerie artifacts. Chijioke stood at the threshold of Baba Ifeanyi's dwelling, his heart pounding in his chest. The old man beckoned him inside, his eyes glinting with a knowing look. "You seek the path to wealth," Baba Ifeanyi said, his voice a raspy whisper. "But know this, the road is paved with blood and tears." Desperation clouded Chijioke's judgment. He nodded, willing to pay any price to achieve his dreams. Baba Ifeanyi outlined the ritual, a gruesome ceremony that required a human sacrifice. Chijioke's heart wavered, but the lure of riches was too powerful to resist. Days passed as Chijioke prepared himself for the ritual. His mind was a tumult of fear and anticipation. On the night of the ceremony, under the cover of darkness, he followed Baba Ifeanyi to a secluded grove. There, in the heart of the forest, they performed the heinous act. Chijioke felt his soul darken as he committed the unspeakable. The village awoke to the news of a missing child, and grief rippled through the community. Chijioke feigned ignorance, but guilt gnawed at his conscience. Yet, as promised, wealth began to flow into his life. His fields yielded bountiful harvests, his trade flourished, and soon, he became one of the wealthiest men in the village. Despite his newfound riches, Chijioke found no peace. Nightmares haunted his sleep, and the cries of the innocent child echoed in his mind. The villagers, unaware of his dark secret, revered him, but their admiration only deepened his torment. As the years passed, Chijioke's wealth grew, but so did his isolation. His once close relationships with family and friends deteriorated. He built a grand mansion on the hill, but its opulence could not shield him from his inner demons. One fateful night, Chijioke could bear the burden no longer. He sought out Baba Ifeanyi once more, demanding a way to atone for his sins. The old man laughed, a cruel, hollow sound. "There is no redemption for those who tread this path," he said. "The spirits have claimed their due." Desperate for absolution, Chijioke turned to the village priest. He confessed his sins, tears streaming down his face. The priest listened with a heavy heart, offering him a glimmer of hope. "Redemption is not found in riches or rituals," the priest said. "It lies in genuine repentance and the willingness to make amends." Chijioke dedicated himself to seeking forgiveness. The weight of his guilt bore down on him daily, driving him to reflect deeply on his past actions. Each morning, he would rise before dawn to pray for the souls he had wronged, hoping that his sincerity would reach the heavens. He sold all his luxurious possessions, distributing the proceeds to the villagers who were most in need. He personally oversaw the construction of schools, clinics, and wells, ensuring that every brick laid was a step toward atonement. Every evening, he visited the homes of those who had suffered, offering his apologies and assistance. Though the villagers were initially wary, Chijioke's relentless efforts slowly began to mend the fabric of trust he had once torn apart. He sold his possessions, using the wealth to build schools, clinics, and wells for the village. He helped the poor and the needy, hoping to alleviate the suffering he had caused. Yet, even as he gave back to the community, Chijioke could not escape his past. The villagers began to whisper about his sudden generosity, suspecting ulterior motives. His sacrifices were met with skepticism, and his isolation deepened. One day, a great storm descended upon the village, causing devastation. Homes were destroyed, crops ruined, and lives lost. Chijioke worked tirelessly to aid the affected, his efforts tireless and sincere. In the aftermath, a child approached him, offering a simple flower as thanks. The gesture, though small, touched Chijioke deeply. It was in that moment that Chijioke understood the true meaning of redemption. It was not about erasing the past but about living a life of purpose and compassion despite it. He found solace in the small acts of kindness, in the hope he could bring to others. Chijioke's story spread beyond the village, a cautionary tale of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the price of greed. His life became a testament to the power of redemption and the importance of empathy and community. As years passed, the villagers' hearts softened. They saw the genuine change in Chijioke and began to accept him once more. His past remained a shadow, but it no longer defined him. Instead, he was remembered for his efforts to uplift others, for his courage to face his demons, and for his unwavering commitment to making amends. In the twilight of his life, Chijioke found peace. He sat beneath the ancient baobab tree, watching the children play, their laughter filling the air. He knew that his journey had been fraught with pain and regret, but it had also been one of growth and transformation. Chijioke's story serves as a powerful reminder of the consequences of our choices and the capacity for change. It teaches us that true wealth lies not in material possessions but in the strength of character, in the bonds we forge with others, and in the legacy of kindness we leave behind. The tale of Chijioke is a poignant reflection on the human condition, the allure of wealth, and the moral complexities of redemption. It illustrates the devastating consequences of succumbing to greed and the dark paths one might tread in pursuit of material gain. Yet, it also offers a beacon of hope, showing that even in the face of grave sins, redemption is possible through sincere repentance and acts of selflessness. This story teaches us that true fulfillment comes not from the accumulation of riches but from the richness of the spirit, from compassion, empathy, and a life dedicated to the betterment of others. It urges us to look beyond our desires and consider the impact of our actions on those around us. It reminds us that the journey toward redemption is a lifelong process, one that requires courage, humility, and an unwavering commitment to doing good. In a world often consumed by the pursuit of wealth and power, Chijioke's story stands as a timeless moral lesson, a call to prioritize humanity over ambition, and to find solace and meaning in the simple, profound act of kindness. Subscribe to our channel to not miss any of our next videos. You can also comment, like, and share to help us spread the word about Africa.